This is the advisor orientation for job seeking skills and interviewing skills for Alabama HOSA's State Leadership Conference. Job seeking and interview skills takes place Thursday afternoon at 2:30 p.m. That is when the actual competitors arrive, with an event manager and personnel orientation at 1:45 p.m., a judge orientation at 2:10. Please see the competitive event schedule for your specific room assignments. And we do have a note that there's a job seeking prep room and an interviewing skills room, as well as a job seeking room. 3 different notes, but the interviewing skills and the job seeking room is the same as far as the actual interview to be hosted, and then the prep area is separate. Be prepared to run the event. Advisors will be managing it. The event personnel may include advisors with students in the event. Plan to have 2 judges, but it can be ran with 1. Preparations for State Leadership Conference. Print and review your event's guidelines. The event manager is responsible for coordinating the event, and they must report to the headquarters to get the event binder. Event personnel should plan to meet in the event room for setup, and they should start orienting the judges. Related to confidentiality, all advisors should complete the online confidentiality agreement prior to SLC, found at the link here. Dana has already emailed out that link to the advisors. Limited hard copies are available in headquarters. Confidentiality has to be of utmost importance in order to assure equity in future events. Advisors and students are not allowed to enter or observe an event other than their assigned one at any time for any reason. Pictures or copies may not be taken of the events, secret topics, skills, or equipment. Event specifics. Competitors shall apply for any health-related position for which they are trained or are being trained. They prepare a cover letter and resume that they bring with them, and they will complete a job application and participate in a job interview with judges. Interviewing skills is a special needs event. Both job-seeking interviews and interviewing skills interviews will be held in the same event room and judged by the same judges. We do prefer that you allow the interviewing skills competitor to complete the application in the area where the judges will host the interviews, and the job-seeking competitors in the job-seeking prep room, because there is a timing difference between the 2 events. That also allows you to get the special needs students interview completed first due to a shorter time to check in and orient them. You have 2 event managers assigned, so you should be able to manage that okay. See the event schedule for specific room assignments. Competitors in job seeking have 20 minutes to complete the application, whereas the interview skills students have 30. The job seeking interview is 5 minutes long, whereas the interview skills interview is 4 minutes long. Judges have extra 4 minutes to complete the Scantron rubric after both interviews, and the interview skills competitors should have an eligibility and accommodation form submitted. Interview questions are considered a secret topic. We do need the judges to be aware of which student is the special needs student. That way we can make sure that the timing is done right, and that they are ideally judged first. Orientation is completed through this video. Binders should be picked up at headquarters. A separate binder video has already been sent out, so make sure you watch that in addition to your specific event video. Managers will receive the following at headquarters: a binder with event directions, the competitor list, interview questions, judging rubrics for judges, event survey forms, and judges' gifts. If the assigned event manager cannot attend or pick up the materials, notify Dana Stringer as soon as possible. Another member of the event team will be asked to attend, because it is imperative that someone be present to obtain the event materials and any additional instructions. Be familiar with the job seeking skills and or interviewing skills guidelines depending on your assignment and follow them precisely. After picking up the event binder, make a plan to orient the judges, get the students in the room, roll call, ID check the dress code and the guidelines, orient the students, and plan the transitions from the prep room to the interview room. Time the application completion and the interview portions correctly, and keep the judges on schedule. Suggestions: orient the judges to the rubrics and the time limits of the event. Make sure they're familiar with the guidelines. Review the important points to be sure they understand. Review the rubrics and stress consistency. Each judge will complete their own rubric. They may come together and discuss rubric scores after all competitors have been scored. They must break any tie. They should not write notes on the Scantron rubric itself because that could interfere with the grading. Use a notepad. Remind them that they can't give advice to the competitors. Thank you is acceptable, but good job is not. And the advisors will notify judges if the competitors did not follow the guidelines. Each room will have a table outside the door, so check the roster, IDs, guidelines, and the dress code more discreetly at the table as they enter the room. If there is a dress code violation, keep it confidential. Have a second event person discreetly look at the student's dress and make a mutual decision. If unsure, err on the side of the student. If there is a violation, document it and the points will be adjusted at headquarters. The guidelines do state that the hosted uniform or proper business attire is required in this event. Dress code documentation is documented only if they do not meet the dress code. And a reminder that in the binder video we discussed that there's a master summary form, and that's where these violations are recorded along with additions and substitutions to your event. Orientation for the competitors, just some suggestions. After you've checked them in and they're in the room, instruct the students to the process of the event, about the order in which they will compete, about the room change for the interview portion. And again, we suggest to keep the interviewing skills student in that room where they will interview and separate the job-seeking students to the area that is job-seeking prep. Answer any questions at this time. Remind them that they can use their cover letter and resume to complete the application. In case of a tiebreaker will be determined by the areas on the rating sheet sections with the highest point value in descending order. Additional information: students will not know final results until the award session. We cannot give individual students or teams suggestions for improvement, but the judges can create a list of general suggestions that Dana can share with everyone after State Leadership Conference. Make this list of suggestions on the event survey. And just a reminder that consistency makes equitable competitive events. Keep the goal in mind. Our goal is to set an example of high standards and integrity for our students while being as fair and equitable as possible. These are leadership qualities we hope to instill in all our members. Be the example. Conduct the event as you would like others to conduct events for your students. Grievances. If a student has a grievance, listen carefully. If you can fix the issue, fix it if it can be fair. If you are unsure how to fix it, or even if it needs to be fixed, refer to their advisor. Their advisor can bring the grievance to headquarters in a professional and confidential manner. Keep in mind that everyone is doing their best and that we are all human. When the event is complete, thank the judges, provide them with a thank you card that will be in the binder already, and the gift the manager should pick up at headquarters during the orientation time. Gather all supplies and straighten the room. Complete the event survey. All event personnel, managers, and judges need to complete the survey. Refer to the event binder for instructions on what items should be placed in the front pocket. And make sure that all items on the check-in sheet are accounted for. This is a picture of the completion or check-in sheet in the upper right corner. The event manager or personnel should return the binder and all supplies to headquarters when they are done. Thank you so much. We could not make Alabama Host a State Leadership Conference possible without you.